got the juice, I got the juice. 10 old Chatham's on. Foolies glad I'm home. Even my haters kinda glad I'm on. Rest in peace to my bag.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Robbie here, and today we are back with episode number 10 of our Be a GM with the Calgary Flames. And it was a bit of a disappointing offseason as we were eliminated in the first round by the St. Louis Blues 4-1. So after finishing second in the regular season, after not making the playoffs last year, in year number 2, we're eliminated in round number 1. It's a disappointing year for me based off our season statistics, but overall, I guess we are progressing slowly but surely, so next year, I'm expecting second round or better. But in this episode, we're going to be doing the offseason. So I'm going to do the draft, and then we're going to go into free agency, bring it right up to the preseason, set our lines, and then you guys can let me know where we go from there. So, to get into things right quick, even though we're out, our AHL team, the Stockholm Heat, are still in the playoffs. So let's go and see what they can do. Let's bring it right up here. They got an overtime win to start that series. Okay, they're at 1-1 now. Edit scouting assignment. Yes, we will. I'm thinking I'm going to go for defense in this draft. And the reason why I'm going to go for defense in this draft is basically just because, okay, we're on to the next round already. That's what I like to see, 3-1. Is because we have Shillington down there in the minors, but Weidman's contract ends this year. And since he's 85 overall, that's going to be a huge loss to our team because I don't think I'm going to be re-signing Weidman, especially if he wants anything more than like $3 million. So, time for round number 2 with our AHL team. Ooh, they started off with a lot. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, they get one back. 2 back. And they're out. Alright, well, there we go, boys. They got all the way into the second round there. So now we can bring it up all the way to the end here. See who wins the cup. Basically do our end of the season wrap up because we want to know, how did our team do? Did we win any trophies? Did we bring home any hardware? Ramo had an amazing regular season. Smeed's available to play. We'll just screw around with that. Who cares? Let's see though. Bringing her right up to the end. Who's gonna win the cup here? Scouting assignment once again. Alright. I'll just throw it out there for 3 weeks. Let's go. And the winner of the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs is the Pittsburgh Penguins. Wow. Alright, boys. So, there we go. That's kind of realistic, especially considering they're in the finals right now. I mean, it's a year later in this game because we're only at the year 2 draft. But my oh my, is that ever kind of realistic? Alright, so let's check this out. Okay, so there, look at that, boys. St. Louis went all the way to the Western Conference Finals. So we weren't necessarily up against the easiest opponent. And then it was Anaheim that beat them out. Pittsburgh made it all the way up and took it in 5 games. That's a pretty easy win. So it looks like Pittsburgh really didn't have that hard of a time this year. So now we just got to check out, did we bring home any hardware? So last year Dallas won it. This year Pittsburgh wins it. President's Trophy went to the Chicago Blackhawks, obviously. Anaheim Ducks gets the Clarence S. Campbell, and then Prince of Wales goes to Pittsburgh 2 years in a row. So last year, they made the Stanley Cup Finals against Dallas, lost, and this year, they're back in the Stanley Cup Finals, and they won it. So, let's go over to the player awards here. We got the Art Ross going to Patty Kane, of course, leading the league in points. Then we got Kane getting the Hart. Wow. All right. Doughty bringing home the Norris. Nice. Lady Bing to Kane. That's 3 out of 4 trophies. Calder to Michael Del Call. I call fucking shenanigans on that. Austin Matthews. I don't care if he's a junior or whatever you want to call it. This was his first year in the NHL. He had more points than Del Call. Matthews should have had that. All right. Crosby brings home the Conn Smythe for his team. There we go. Crawford taking home the Vezina. stealing it from Ramo's amazing regular season. But Ramo, there we go, our first hardware under our belt, gets the William M. Jennings, awarded to the goalkeeper who played for the team with the fewest goals scored against it. There we go. Bill Masterson to Yandel, Frank J. Selke to Bergeron, Ted Lindsay to Kane, and Maurice Richard to Kane. Talk about bringing home some hardware. Alright, boys, so there it is. The end of our regular season and playoffs for year number 2. So hopefully, like I said, year number 3 will be better. Let's just see how these stats ended up going for all the players in the playoffs. Crosby, 25 points. Wow, isn't that weird? Right now, currently in the NHL, after Game 4, Kessel in 22 games has 21 points. So that's fucked up. That's so weird how realistic that is for Pittsburgh. And then we got Getzlaf, Kessler, Malkin, Hagelin. Okay, there you go, boys. So now that you've seen all that, let me show you kind of where we lay with what we have and what we're going to do here. So we're right up at the draft. Simulate ahead one more day here. There we go. Trade block, I'm just going to leave it how it is. I don't really need to do anything with that. But what my plans are for the draft is to just draft players, get more prospects in our system because we're still a young team. And then, after we have that, I just want to develop what we already have. I think we can replace any player on this roster soon enough, as soon as our draft picks come up, progress enough, and get into where we need them to be. So, the go-to contract this year is going to be 5 years for any big re-signings, and we do got a couple of huge re-signings to look at. A couple of those being the franchise man, Sam Bennett, and Malcolm Subban, alright? So, we are also going to be losing a few players to UFA, though, and one of them is Weidman, most likely. Let me sort this out here so that I can show you. Unless I can get him for the right price, he's 34 years old, only as a top 6 defenseman for potential. That means he's dropping, even though he's a top 4 right now, that means he's dropping. And he's 85 overall, so he's going to drop probably to like an 83, I think, in the offseason. So unless I get him for even $2 million, I'm not going for this guy. Shillington will get his chance up in the big leagues. He was currently at 82 overall last I checked, so he'll definitely fit into our roster nice. So that'll open up another spot there. But let's sim up to the draft here. And I say we just get right into it. I have a couple of picks here. So let's see what picks I ended up with. I was an early exit from the playoffs, so we ended up with pick number 25. Wow. Alright. I thought we would be a hell of a lot. Like, should we not be earlier than that? Oh my goodness. I thought we were going to be so much earlier than that. Well, whatever, boys. I guess it is what it is. You can't win them all, especially when we were supposed to be the 14th or 12th overall pick last year, and we won the lottery. So, let's go to offer trade right now. I just want to kind of show you guys what we have to work with here. But like I said, I think I'm just going to draft here. We have so many good prospects coming up that we don't need anything else. So we got 2 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fifths, and our first. So, that leaves us with, at least 5 good picks out of this draft. So we got to make the most out of it. But if I show you guys, the reason why I don't want to pick up anybody or trade away these picks, if we need to trade away picks, we can easily do that at the trade deadline next year if we think we need a player. But if we keep having regular seasons the way we have been, we definitely don't need anything. So we got our 4 centers. Like, easily got our 4 centers. And then we got Shore and Arnold to kind of back them up. And then over on left wing, we got all the left wings in the world that we need. And we got lots of prospects who are getting better. And then on right wing, it's the same deal, boys. And this is exactly why I do not plan to go for any players. Because Shillington is 82 overall, playing in the minors. He is going to be replacing Weidman. It's that simple. So we don't need to worry about anything like that. Weidman's an offensive defenseman, and I'm pretty sure Shillington's a two-way. Yes. So he's going to fit into the system, especially because we already got Hamilton, Brody, Giordano, all those guys. Look at, like, our defensive core is massive. So I don't think we need to do anything there drastically, especially right now. We'll see what comes into the free agency, though. But wow, Ramo's up to an 88? What? No way. Oh, boys. This is a tough situation now. This is a tough situation. What do I do here? Do I trade him away and run with Gillies and Subban next year? I think I have to. He's 30 years old. His trade value is never going to get better than what it is right now. I think I have to trade away Ramo. 3.8 mil, 2 years left. He's usually only an 85 overall. Trade value never this high. And we have Subban, who's going to be taking his spot next year anyways. Because it's going to be a fight for that starting position. So I might as well end the goalie controversy here. Keep Gillies as our backup. And just run with Subban next year. Especially with the defensive stats he put up last year as a backup. I think he'll be ready for the starting role. So let me see if I can find a trade for Carey Ramo. Alright boys, here we go. I think I've found a trade that's going to work well for both teams. So we have been needing that second line winger to play alongside either Matthews or the franchise man Sam Bennett next year for so long. It's been so weak on our one side. We've had 83s up there, 84s, Alex Semin, all these kind of players, and it's just been so long since we've actually got the player we need to play alongside them. Our first line's great, but that second line needs some improvement. So since Bjugstad doesn't have the best faceoffs, they're like 73, he is the guy I'm going to be going after. He is 87 overall, and he is only 3.875 mil for the next 5 years. And if you go and look at Florida, look at their goaltending. Do you think they struggle there? Because I definitely do. I definitely think they really could use a goaltender like Ramo in their system. And to sweeten the touch and even out the trade value, I'm asking for their second overall pick for our second round pick. Because theirs is a little bit higher up than ours, and that'll even out the trade value and move us up in the draft as well. So will this go through? There we go, boys. Welcome to the team, Bjugstad. There we go. I'm so happy to have him on my team. And thank you for your time in Calgary, Carey Ramo. I know you won the William M. Jennings this year. You had a great season, but it just didn't come through when I needed you, and I needed Subban in the playoffs. It didn't work. I don't want you to have to deal with the pressure of the goalie controversy. I know you're a starting goalie. I know you want to stay a starting goalie. So I figured I'd trade you to a team where I knew that was possible, like the Florida Panthers. It's not fair to you to have to fight it out against Subban. So there we go, boys. Bjugstad is now a part of this team. Welcome, Bjugstad, to the roster. And let's get on with the draft. Let's sim up to the user pick here. And let's see who's available for us to pick up. Like I said, we moved up to that third spot in the second round by getting Florida's pick there. So who's all gone in the draft so far? We have some pretty good talent up there. Damn, we got Skinner and Patrick. Those are going to be some... Look at all these goalies. Wow. Those are going to be some insane picks. Lil Jagreen. Or I don't know how to pronounce his name. But there we go. You guys can see everybody who's been chosen so far. There is a hefty pickup by San Jose. Kennans with the 18th pick, an elite. Not bad. Any more elites? No, but DiPietro as a starter at 24, not bad. So let's make our pick. Let's see who we can pick up here. Like I said, I want to spend this first pick on a defenseman. Re-get that defensive prospect pool up and going. We have so many good offensive prospects. I definitely think we need some defensive ones, especially with Shillington coming up next year, hopefully. So let's see. Okay, so we got Mogilny. We got Afenaganov. Damn, these are some old names coming back. Defensive defender. Oh, that would be nice. We don't have a lot of defensive defenders. Or then we got this guy down here as an offensive defender. We got 3 offensive defenders already, though, so I don't think we need to pick up an offensive one. So let's check out these 2 players right here. I don't think I've scouted them whatsoever. Europeans. But I think we are going to go for the Russian Dmitry Mogilny. There we go, boys. So that's going to be my pick. The defensive defenseman. Top 6. Not bad. Medium potential. I'll take it. So let's sim up to the user pick here. And I'll show you what else went in that. Oh, we got the second pick, actually, in the second round. So, damn, we get another good pick here. That's pretty much another first-round pick. So, did anything good go after me? Let's see. Brian Buquist. Hey, there's that offensive defenseman. Good job. We didn't choose him. San Jose got him, though. All right. So, you know what? That other defenseman is still available. The 2-way forward, the Afenaganov. Yo, let's pick him up. No! Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Wow. Oh, no. I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe it. I clicked the wrong thing. And that pick goes to absolute waste. Deacon Poot. Who the fuck is Deacon Poot? Bottom 6 forward center. Fucking Deacon Poot. I'm going to be even more pissed off if that Afenaganov ends up being a hella good pick. Let's see. Oh my, Deacon Poot. Who the fuck are you? Okay, well, Afenaganov ended up getting chosen next, and he was a high 7th defenseman, so that's definitely a better pick than Deacon Poot. Fuck you. Fuck you, Deacon Poot. So, we screwed up there. We definitely screwed up there. So, we got to try and make it back with this pick. Alright, make pick. Not sim options, make pick. Jeez, that was ugly. Boys, you know what? I might just show you guys free agency, and then we will do free agency in the next video. That way you guys can help me choose what we need based off our signings. But let's just go with this 2-way defender, P. Hawk. Let's choose him. And he is a top 6 defender. There we go, boys. A great pick. All right. So let's sim to the next user pick here. I'm just going to fly through the 3rd round and then sim the rest. So let's make the pick. Fucking Deacon Poo. I swear to God, man. How do I do things like that? And we end up getting rammed with a bottom 6 forward. The computer couldn't even draft us someone decent. Oh, man. Alright, hey, we got this guy exact as an AHL top 6. Ooh, I don't like the looks of that. And this guy's high as an... Okay, I guess we're getting into those kinds of players, though, eh? Who do we want to go here? Another defensive defenseman? Yeah, let's just really load up on defensive prospects. 7th defenseman, not bad. That's not bad, I'll take it. And let's make one more pick here. Like I said, I'm going to go for a forward this time because we picked up 3 prospects for defense there. But we definitely needed to refuel our defensive side of things here. So let's go. Who do we got next? Who is our next pick? Deacon Puke's brother? Deacon Puke or Deacon Poot? Fucking Deacon Puke's more like it. Alright. You know what? This guy's exact and he's popping up, so let's just choose him. And of course, yeah, it's exactly what it said it was going to be. Fucking waste of a pick. Stupid on my part. But whatever. We got all the guys I wanted. So now we can go into the re-sign stage and just get that out of the way. So we got Mogilny, Deacon, fucking Puke, Hawk, Barter, and the rest of the bunch. We got Datsuk. Oh man. Hopefully he's as good of a gem as the real Datsuk. Come on. Alright, so we got some player morale. Let me check that real quick. It's probably about the Bukestad trade, so let's see. Weidman. Trading away Kerry Ramo was tough pill to swallow. Yeah, you're probably not going to be a part of the team soon anyways, so... Being traded is a big change, but I'll make you proud of your choice. Fucking right. Let's see. Don't get complacent. No. Welcome aboard. I think that the trade will leave both teams happy. I think we got a fair deal with that trade, so don't let me down. We know you can bring a lot to the table, which is why we are trading for you. Go prove it. He doesn't need to prove it. I think he's going to be a good player. So there we go. Let's go in and see who we have to sign now. So like I said, Wideman's contract's coming up. We definitely dealt with our goalie situation nicely there. I think we got a lot back for Kerry Ramo after the season he had, winning the William M. Jennings. That probably boosted his trade value like absolute crazy. So we were able to pick up a fucking amazing player like Bugstad to play on that second line. And he is listed as a second line forward for those of you who are wondering. Let me just show you that real quick before you guys go and say, what the hell, man? You're going to ruin his potential. Let me go find him real quick. There you go, second line forward. So he can play on the second line. So let's get in to the re-signings. I'm going to do this real quick. We'll cut to the end, and I'll show you what happened with the team. Here's the prospects we got. We got Hawk going down. There's McGillney, not bad, 66 overall. Not bad at all. So, and there's Barter, 7th defenseman. So, like I said, hey, we can use them. They're all 65, 66. Hopefully one of them ends up getting to where we want them to be. And yes, I'm going to deal with these re-signs, and I'll meet you back in a second. Alright, I sent out a bunch of contracts. So, there's a couple players I'm holding off on at the moment. But let's just see what we got here. So, there we go. Yokapaka. Fuck, I butchered that. Holy shit. I gave him 2 years at 1.5 mil just as a depth defenseman for the top 6 because we may not be re-signing Smeed. He's asking for like 2.7 as an 80 overall, so I don't know if I'm going to take him. Bolig, 2-year contract for a 2-way contract though, so he's going to be in the minors. We didn't have to pay him even a mil. So there we go. Bennett decided to accept. We gave him a good 5-year deal. You'll see that. Valiev accepted. Subban rejected. Wow. Alright. It's clear how long I wanted to stick with your team. You've chosen to offer something different. I can understand you wanting some flexibility here, but you haven't made it worth my while financially. Man, he was asking for 2 years. I gave him 5. Alright, here we go. Seal off. Yep, good prospects. Gillies. There we go. We got our backup goalie back. Mangio Payne, perfect. That's a hell of a good prospect there. Anderson, Cerelia, good stuff. So, let me show you where we're at. Let's go to the contracts here, and I'll show you what I am talking about. So, we currently have 8.5 mil to work with, but we got to offer Subban. We got to offer Subban a good contract. So, 1 second. So, Subban was not liking my offer of 5 years for the price I was offering him. So let's go 5 years at 5 mil. Because if you think about that, by the time 5 years are up, he's going to be 28 years old. He's probably going to be close to 90 overall. He's going to be wanting a hell of a lot more than 5 mil at that time. Actually, let's see if we can get him for 4.8. No. That's undercutting this guy. Let's go 4.9 for 5 years. Let's see if that'll work. So there we go. Hopefully that'll pick that up. And then if we go to all skaters here, I'll show you the UFAs I held off on. So here's all the prospects. None of them are really worth signing at this point. Actually, I'll give McGillney a contract. Maybe he can do something if he wants to. But there we go, Datsuk. Look at that late pick. The defensive Datsuk, 65 overall, 20 years old. I love it. So there we go. But Colburn's asking for a hell of a lot for a third liner. Same with Wideman and same with Smeed. So I'll show you with what I'm talking about with Smeed. 2.3 mil if I want this guy to play bottom line minutes. So no. Sorry, Smeed, you're off the team, buddy. I hate to break it to you. I know people are losing morale, but I just can't do it. How the hell did I not see this guy? There we go. Get rid of him. He's gone too. Franzeb really liked him, apparently. All right. So now we got Colburn and Wideman to worry about. So Colburn, I might actually offer a contract. I just got to see if I can get Subban to re-sign here. But I do not think we're going to be re-signing Wideman. And I'll show you what our deal is in that situation. So Weidman, I know he's 85 overall, but he's also probably going to drop here in the offseason. He's down to a top 6 potential, and he's 34 years old, turning 35. But if we go to our overall in defense, we got Giordano, Brody, Hamilton, and then Shillington will take a top 4 spot. And then we got Shen, Witherspoon, Yokapaki, or whatever his name is, and all these guys, 79 overall. Like, we have so many players that we can use. So thank you for your time on this team, Weidman. I really appreciated it. You are one hell of a player. We just don't have the cap and the availability for somebody like you to remain on this roster. 19 points the first year, 31 points the second year. He hasn't been awful, but we definitely could do better. So, unfortunately, I wasn't saying that part to him. I don't want to let him know we can do better, but you're just not worth my money at the moment. So, see you later. Have a good day. Hopefully, you get mad cash in free agency. And honestly, nobody lost morale because we released him. That's hilarious. So, there we go, boys. Now that you guys have seen what we're dealing with, I'm going to advance the day here, see if Subban will sign, and then if he does, we can maybe work on a deal with Coburn. So Dimitri McGillney decided to accept, and Subban accepted. Perfect. That's what I like to see. All right, so let's see what we have here. Let's go into contracts, and let's check out Coburn. So I'm pretty sure he's the only guy left that we have to deal with now. Yes, he is. All right. And he was wanting like 2 point something for a third line. Ooh. 2.7 for a third line. He's a left winger. Let's see what we have for left wingers. Remember, we also have Bjugstad playing on a wing. So, just remember that. But we got Coburn. It's not looking good for you, buddy. I might just take my 4.4 mil and run with it. Yeah, man, look at this. Especially with Bjugstad playing on the wing too. I'm sorry, Coburn. We're going to have to say goodbye to you as well. Thank you for your time in Calgary, but it comes to a point where you are asking for too much, man, and we just can't afford it. Not with the roster we have, the young roster we have. Let's see what he did for us the last couple of years. As a third liner, 30 points is acceptable. He's been one good third liner for us, but like I said, I just can't afford you anymore, man. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to say our goodbyes to you as well. All right. So let me go down and find him here because I accidentally backed out. Jeez, I give this big speech and then he's gone. All right. He's trying to hide on me. Doesn't want to leave. There we go. Frolik lost potential. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. People are all pissed off at me. We're losing it, but we'll gain it all back once we get back to that regular season. So, I'm going to sim up to free agency here, show you guys what we have available to pick out, and then you guys can tell me who you think we should sign, if anybody. Fuck off trains. Seriously, I fucking hate them. I don't know if you guys can hear them in the background, but my god, are they so annoying living next to a train track. Alright, so let's go into free agency here, and let's see what we have available. I really don't think we need anything, but holy Zabinajad. He's an RFA though, so we don't want to go after him. But 89 overall? Damn, man. And then we got Tater in here, 26 years old, UFA, but he's asking for a little more than I can handle. Then you got Marchand and Hansel, Oshie, Vanek, Marleau. My god, is there ever a lot of expensive prospects here we could get? But there's a good one. Ooh, but what would we have to give up for a Yakupov? That's true, eh? And I don't... 2.6 mil, though, for 1 year. That's a pretty good deal. We have 4.4 mil to work with. But there you go. There's all the top forwards we can look at. There's a lot of good players here we can pick up, especially a lot of depth guys. There's a lot of players in free agency this year. So let's go over to goalies. I'll show you the goalies, then we'll show you the prospects. Wow, Mason and Bishop. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Good thing we don't need goalies. But man, oh man, is that ever insane. Alright, what do we got for prospects? I'll show you that. Then I'll leave it to you guys in the comments to tell me if I should pick up any of these guys. So there's some good goalie prospects in here that we could grab if we need to. I mean, just to, you know, refill that goalie prospect pool because we've traded pretty much all of them away. Top 6 with Harkins. There we go. That's a prospect I'd like to pick up. Not even a UFA. Perfect. Korostelov. Not bad. Look at, there's a whole bunch of stuff we can go for here. I love it. All right, boys. So there you go. There is our year 2 draft. Hopefully it ends up working out for us. McGillney, or at least one of those prospects, ends up being what we needed in the system. I think we have one hell of a good roster going into next year. Let me know if we need to improve on any of it with free agency or keep our 4.5 mil to do trades and all that kind of good stuff. But anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed. Hopefully you did. And have a great day, you sexy studs.